6:35 right now. New this morning, the cost of gas is hitting boaters and the businesses that serve boaters. News 10 NBC's Christy Blake joins us live from Shumway Marina near the Genesee River this morning. Christy, you told us in the last half hour about the rising costs, but what can boaters do to save some cash?
That is exactly the question that I brought to boaters when I came out here. You come to the marina and you want to fill up your gas tank, and right now you're spending $5.90 for regular, $6.50 potentially for diesel. I spoke with boater Jack Morris about how to save when it comes to filling up your tank.
It's speed is the thing, and then weather. If they have to fight big waves, then they're going to be using more gas, and if they're going fast, they're going to be using more gas.
That means slow down and take it easy. I spoke to a woman gassing up her sailboat heading from Rochester to Sodus Bay. She believes for the amount of gas they have to use, the prices aren't too bad. Speaking about the weather, she tells me they had a great time on the water on Thursday, getting all the fun out of the way before some potentially nasty storms move in this weekend. Other boaters I spoke with said the weather is not keeping them off the water. Reporting live from Shumway Marina, Christy Blake, News 10 NBC.
Certainly a pricey pastime. All right, Christy, thank you very much. Let's go in depth now on gas prices over the past few boating seasons. This is the highest prices have been since 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. 2020 was unusually low when the pandemic hit and people didn't go out on the water. $1.87 back then. Prices have hovered in the $3 range since 2023. With Memorial Day weekend here, many of you may be thinking about getting out on the lake for the first time this season. First Alert meteorologist Nate Morris joins us live from Lake Ontario. Nate, how is the boat cast looking, and how about those water temperatures?
Well, water temperature-wise, certainly too cold to swim, that's for sure. As far as boating goes, the weather this weekend, which has obviously a huge factor on your boating experience, it's not looking that great. Today, right now, though, it's fine. The water is quite placid. We've seen a few fishing boats going out to do some trawling, perhaps, and we expect the weather to overall be pretty nice to start for today, but that is going to change tomorrow. But I want to talk about how the weather impacts boating in general. It mostly has to do with wind direction, because that's what can create those big waves. So the worst wind that you can have on Lake Ontario is a strong northeast wind. That creates some pretty nasty waves, or chop as we call it, which is bad not only for boaters but also for anyone along the coast. So later this summer, when the water is warm enough to swim in, if you have a strong northeast wind, going to be hard to boat. Also going to be dangerous to go swimming because it helps create riptide currents. Now, if we take a look at the waves on Lake Ontario at this time, like I said, they're pretty placid. Not really much being measured, around a foot in the western half of Lake Ontario, but other than that, yeah, today is not too bad to go boating. If we take a look at the forecast later on, water temperature at 53, air temperature 48. The winds are going to be out of the east and then the northeast, which remember is not the best direction, but it's only 5 to 15 knots, so waves will be around 1 to 3 feet. But tomorrow, we see southeast winds, 15 to 25 knots. So you go from 1 to 3 foot waves to 3 to 6 feet waves, which is pretty dangerous. So tomorrow is not going to be that good for boating. Sunday, you go down to 2 to 4 feet, so a little bit better. Monday, Memorial Day itself, we're talking less than a foot waves. So out of this weekend, Memorial Day itself, Monday, will be the best. Tomorrow, by far the worst.
Yeah, going to have to hold off for a couple days at least. Thank you, Nate. Before you head out to have some Memorial Day weekend fun, be sure to bring our forecast with you by downloading the News 10 NBC First Alert weather app. You can track tomorrow's